Hi, welcome back to the Return Homestead. Today we're making peach butter. We got some peaches from a Mennonite nursery down the road. I love that place. And we bought 2 cases and they were quite firm at the time we bought them. If you've watched this channel at all, you might have noticed that I'm constantly amazed at how fast things spoil in a hot, humid climate. I come from a dry climate, high desert, and things really didn't spoil that bad there. So it took a long time. They would dry out before they got bad. I checked my peaches and we've only had them about 3 or 4 days and they're all starting to get soft. So I need to get busy putting them up. Peach butter is a great recipe, mainly because you can control your sugar in it. And if you are a new canner, somebody that is new to processing food, and you're afraid that your jellies and jams won't firm up, this is another good thing to try. So what you're going to do is put 15 peaches and you're going to slip the skins on that. Take the peach stone out of the middle and slice them and cook them in the crock pot. The easiest way to remove the skins from the peaches is to put them in boiling water. 30 seconds to a minute. You'll see the skin starting to slip, and then you want to drop them into a bowl of ice water, and that's to stop the cooking. So I'm going to use a slotted spoon to drop these in, and I'm not going to do a bunch at one time. I don't want to cook the peaches, I just want the skins to slip. We're having really bad thunderstorms right now. Hopefully I won't lose power. So this is a great recipe to use if you're new to canning. A lot of people are a little apprehensive about making jams and jellies because they've had a bad experience because they didn't gel. Butters, you don't have to worry about that. Also allows you to, oh, they're slipping. Also, it allows you to control the amount of sugar. The sugar that you use, it's either going to take a lot of sugar or it's going to take some sort of citric acid. In this recipe, we're using lemon. So you want to stop the cooking. You don't want them to cook. And as you see, the skins just slip right on off. Just like that. So now that all the peaches are in the crock pot, I've got it turned on low. It's time to add the spices. So the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, 1/8 teaspoon of allspice, and those are going in now. Then you want 1.5 cups of sugar. Now, yeah. And any time that I can push a recipe and do more than one recipe, I'm going to do that. So I've got a recipe and a half. So I'm going to add additional half and a quarter of a cup. Okay, and then the only thing left to do is add 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. So I'll put the lemon juice in, I'll stir this up, and I'm going to let it cook. Now that all the ingredients are in, I'm going to start chopping this up. These peaches are very ripe. You can blend the peaches and put a puree in there if you want. If I don't have to dirty something, I'm not going to. So I'm an all-or-one kind of person. If I can make a meal in one meal or in one pot, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I've got this on low, and now I'm going to let it cook for a while. It needs 5 to 7 hours. I might turn it up just to get the ingredients warm, and then I'll turn it back down to low to make sure I don't scorch anything. Once all the peaches are cooked through, you're going to use a stick blender if you didn't puree them first, so it's smooth like butter. And then you're going to jar them up and start processing them. But for now, we're going to let this cook. So since this takes a long time to cook down, 5 to 7 hours, and I started it fairly late because we had thunderstorms yesterday, I just kept it on warm in the crock pot all night long. Now I've got the heat turned up, and I'm going to start stick blending it to see how much longer I need to cook it. Now you can do this on a stove to speed it up. It's just that I've got so many other things going. This is easy for me. So this is a little runny for me, and it needs to cook down further. So I'm going to turn it on high and leave the lid off so that the steam comes out, and it should be ready to can later. Now, would I do this in a crock pot again? Probably. This is the way I make my apple butter. I let it cook all night, and it's usually ready to can in the morning. Let's see if it tastes, what the taste is like. Yeah, I definitely cut the sugar back a little bit. I don't like things that sweet. Once this condenses a little bit more, it'll even be sweeter. Now the peach butter has cooked down to where it's half of what it was. So it's gotten quite thick. And now I need to can it up. So I'm going to use pint jars, and you want 1/2 inch headspace. And that's from the top of the jar. You're going to use a paper towel moistened with vinegar to wipe the rim off to make sure there's nothing there that's going to keep it from sealing. And you want to put a sterilized jar lid on it and finger tighten the rim. And put it in a canner that's already come up to temperature, meaning the temperature in the jar and the temperature in your canner are similar. And there it is, 5½ pints of peach butter. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this recipe, and thank you for coming along with me today in the kitchen. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up while you're in there. Until next time, bye-bye.